A dramatic map of Europe looms, Germany marked ominously in red, a stark warning of power and peril. In the foreground, the dark silhouette of Hitler stands, a looming figure against the backdrop of impending doom. The World War II era clock ticks, each second echoing the relentless march toward destruction. Narration: VO. Hitler once ruled one of the most powerful armies in history. Narration: VO. But even great power can crumble with the wrong decisions. Animated maps depict the relentless German advance, a stark contrast to the brutal winter slowing their relentless march. Soldiers trudge through snow-laden fields, their faces etched with exhaustion, each step a testament to winter's icy grip. The desolate landscape stretches endlessly, broken only by dark tanks and distant explosions, a symphony of war and winter. Narration: VO. Mistake number 1. Invading the Soviet Union too early. A deadly battle that drained resources and morale. In the war room, a strategic map underscores the USA's entry, a silent promise of impending action. Factories blur in fast motion, churning out tanks and planes, a visual symphony of unmatched industrial might. American soldiers march, a relentless tide flowing onto troop transports, bound for distant shores. Narration: VO. Mistake number 2. Declaring war on the United States. Inside the bunker, Hitler and his generals huddle around a map table, their faces etched with worry. Animated arrows on the map illustrate the devastating failures of military strategies. Narration: VO. Mistake number 3. Ignoring his general's advice, highlighting Hitler's fatal flaw. Narration: VO. This led to catastrophic decisions, unnecessary losses, and confusion across the front lines. In the bunker, sweat glistens on Hitler's brow as he slams a fist on the war table, his voice a strained rasp. On the battlefield, German officers wear exhaustion and despair like heavy cloaks. Allied forces surge across the battlefield, an unstoppable tide engulfing scattered German defenses. Narration: VO. Mistake number 4. Micromanaging military operations. Factories roar to life, churning out tanks and planes, a relentless tide of Allied war machines destined for the front. Maps blaze with light, illustrating the Allied juggernaut crushing German defenses on every front. Soldiers train with fierce intensity, a symphony of disciplined movement and unwavering resolve. Mistake number 5. Underestimating Allied production. The narration booms, a stark warning against hubris. Berlin lies in ruins, a panorama of utter devastation stretching to the horizon under a somber sky. Skeletal buildings claw at the sky, monuments to a brutal war, their empty windows like vacant eyes. Streets are choked with rubble and twisted metal, the grim remains of tanks littering the landscape. A dark bunker interior fades slowly into view, a stark contrast to the daylight's grim reality. Narration: VO. These 5 mistakes, compounded over time, sealed the fate of Nazi Germany. Narration: VO. Hitler's reign ended in ruin, a stark reminder that even powerful leaders can fall. In the dim bunker, Hitler, consumed by fury, stabs at maps, his face contorted. His voice, a guttural roar, fills the claustrophobic space with anger. Generals exchange nervous glances, their grim faces reflecting the dire situation. The air hangs heavy with fear, stifling any dissenting opinions. Strategic adaptability is crushed under Hitler's iron will. Narration: VO. Hitler's refusal to listen, exacerbating the already dire situation. Gaunt faces peer from beneath frosted brows as German soldiers struggle through a desolate, snow-swept Russian front. The biting wind whips across a landscape of skeletal trees, offering no mercy to the thinly clad troops. Supply lines, fragile threads in the vast whiteness, stretch precariously behind the advancing soldiers. Trucks and horse-drawn carts, vulnerable to attack, navigate the treacherous, snow-covered paths. Distant artillery fire echoes, a constant threat looming over the exhausted German forces. The brutal conditions on the Eastern Front decimated German manpower. A voice narrates, sealing their fate. Inside the American factory, machines pulse with relentless energy, a symphony of whirring gears and pumping pistons filling the air. Sparks dance as workers in overalls and bandanas tirelessly assemble war materials, their movements precise and purposeful. Assembly lines snake through the vast space, a testament to American efficiency and unwavering dedication. The air crackles with the smell of oil and hot metal tangible representation of the nation's industrial might. Narration. VO. The sheer scale of American industrial output overwhelmed Germany's capacity to wage war. Narration. VO. Providing the Allies with a decisive advantage. Inside the Allied war room, calm commanders meticulously plan offensives under bright daylight. Detailed maps and well-coordinated strategies showcase the Allies' methodical approach to war. The room buzzes with quiet intensity as each commander reviews their sector's objectives. Narration. VO. The Allies' ability to coordinate their military efforts. Narration. VO. Stretched German defenses to the breaking point. Under a sky choked with smoke, Allied soldiers storm the beach, a relentless tide against the German defenses. The air vibrates with a deafening roar of gunfire. Bullets rip through the sand, each shot a stark reminder of sacrifice. Explosions erupt, sending plumes of sand and water skyward in a chaotic dance of destruction. Amidst the maelstrom, courage and chaos intertwine, painting a brutal tableau of war's grim reality. Narration. VO. The D-Day landings marked a turning point in the war. Narration. VO. Opening a second front and forcing Germany to fight on two fronts simultaneously. The bunker's fluorescent lights hum, casting long shadows that dance on the cold concrete walls. Hitler, gaunt and pale, hunches over a map, his face etched with a disturbing blend of paranoia and detachment. His trembling fingers trace routes of phantom armies, issuing orders with desperate vehemence. His eyes dart, reflecting a mind unraveling, lost in the labyrinth of delusion. Narration. VO. Hitler's increasingly erratic behavior and detachment from reality further undermined German military effectiveness. The weight of a crumbling Reich presses down, unseen, yet palpable in every tremor and twitch. Allied aircraft streak across the sky, delivering a payload of destruction upon a German city below. Explosions bloom across the cityscape as bombs find their mark, sending plumes of smoke and debris skyward. Buildings crumble and collapse under the relentless barrage, their foundations unable to withstand the onslaught. Fires rage uncontrolled, consuming everything in their path and casting an eerie glow on the devastated landscape. The once proud city lies in ruins, its streets choked with rubble and its skyline marred by the scars of war. Narration. VO. The relentless Allied bombing campaign crippled German industry and infrastructure. Inside the cramped bunker, shadows dance in the dim light, the air heavy with despair as the sounds of distant artillery grow. Hitler, pale and gaunt, sits alone at the table, a stark figure against the backdrop of the Third Reich's final hours. Narration. VO. In his final act of defiance, Hitler chose to end his own life rather than face capture. Narration. VO. Marking the definitive end of his reign of terror. The narrator encourages viewers to subscribe for more content.